Right, we're back after a short intermission. I just adjusted a few settings I forgot to change. Well, as I said, new capture cards. Well, I haven't really used it for streaming, so yeah, I do apologize in advance. So, Colin is back as well.
Yes, so welcome back all. Yeah, don't panic about this start. This obviously is our race restart that we do to enable us to do the grid penalties. So we'll be going back to the lobby and set the grid for the main race. But yeah, so Mason continuing his tremendous qualifying form with the 4th pole of the season. Now, obviously, there is a... and I will go through the sponsors, actually. Now seems a good time to do so.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we have a numerous number of sponsors here at OneHub. So, we got Next Level Racing. They sponsor the league. They provide some fantastic prizes, overall worth over £2,000 for the drivers, which will be issued and awarded at the end of the season. We also have Pure Sim Gear, and the driver with the most fastest laps and poles combined will win a pair of Pure Sim gloves or socks. So Mason must be very, very high up on that one, I would have thought. We obviously, Vespertine, so they will supply all our official merchandise with apparel and t-shirts and caps and anything you want to buy, so please take a look at them. Obviously, all our seasons are run through SimGrid and through their community and platform, so that's where the drivers can find out their drivers' championships and sign in and sign out for the events as well. So now we are back in the lobby. So the guys are going to be having their grid position sorted. So I do believe, unfortunately, I think there is one extra penalty that will be applied, and that will be for OKK. So he gets a 3-place grid penalty, which the stewards have issued, which is another very clever reason why OKK decided to go for the medium run in qualifying, because he knew he'd probably be near the back anyway. So another wise decision there from the Aston Martin driver.
Yeah, I mean, the penalty won't affect him too much now, as he was qualifying last anyway. As I said, probably a good decision to go for the medium qualifying run, just to get a few laps in under the belt, and to feel a bit more prepared for the actual race itself. Well, we've seen the qualifying now, Colin. Do you want to make any bold prediction here now for the race?
Do you know what? I'm going to say that Mason, the old man, will get his first podium of the season. That's going to be my my punt. And I'm actually going to go for a Jamie victory.
Okay.
I think Jamie seems... He's looking at his practice sessions that he was doing. His race pace is fantastic. So I really do think that Jamie could have a good race here. He was very unfortunate last week. Got involved in a turn 1 incident. No one's fault, really. No one was at fault. It was just one of those unfortunate racing incidents. But of course there was no safety cars last week, so Jamie having to come in the pit lane and change his front wing really put pay to a decent result for him. But I think tonight things will change. So one thing I'm just going to do, I'm just going to quickly run through, we've gone through the drivers, I'm just going to quickly run through the manufacturer's results, if SimGrid wants to load for me.
Before you do, I just want to throw my prediction as well. I was really torn because I really don't want to throw the commentator's curse on him, but my bold prediction, I'm just going to say it, J.R. Mason's going to win today. I feel like the pace in qualifying is good. I don't have any sort of experience with practice, but I feel like JR's luck needs to change into the right direction. I'm going to throw it in. JR's going to win the race today.
Oh, and I think Tony, so Tony is obviously... he races in P1, currently leading the championship in P1 as well. He's been in the chat supporting Team Aston Martin, and I know he's a great supporter of Dad. So I think Tony will be delighted if Dad manages to win the race.
I think many people are.
Yeah, and I know his teammate OKK is very helpful with him as well. But do you know what? This is going to be a tight one. You know, look at Quinn. Quinn's up there. You know, he's driving really well recently. You know, he's really put in some really good performances.
I mean, Jamie is always a decent candidate. You cannot forget about the championship protagonists as well. Maybe they have a bit more luck on their side. There are quite a lot of candidates here for race wins and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So, obviously, we start to get into, you know, the meat of the championship now. You know, we're at round 9 now, I believe. No, round 8, sorry.
Yeah,
so, we're at round 8 at the minute. We got 12 rounds altogether. This is when the top 2 and the top 3 really are going to start thinking about the championship a little bit more. They're going to know that Mason, at this stage, isn't a main challenger. So, they might be more inclined to not be so aggressive with Mason and other drivers near him in the championship. So it's going to be very interesting to see how aggressive the top 3 will be. But I've seen it before, JM, where you take it easy into turn 1 and it's worse than having a go.
Yeah. And before we completely forget about that, Colin, of course the drivers have to think about the Manufacturers' Championship as well. And because I've interrupted you before you wanted to go for it, now you have the chance to go for the Manufacturers' Championship.
I'm glad you reminded me, I forgot that. So currently, Ferrari are leading away the constructors. So that is Cowboy and 2-5. So they're on 130 points. Alpine in second place, 125 points. So Alpine of Skrillex and Lawrence. So only 5 points in it between the top 2. McLaren are then in third place, only on 110. So that, you know, that they're not far behind at all. Then in fourth place, we got the Williams drivers on 93. Mercedes in fifth place on 85. Stake on 83. Red Bull on 81. Visa Cash App on 72, Aston Martin on 56, and Haas at the back on 42. Which is interesting, actually, because the Haas in P1 are top, so it's a bit of a flip.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had the cases before where teams were way dominant in the slower tier or in the faster tier, but the complete opposite happened to the other tiers. So, well, weird coincidence. Maybe the teams need to invest more into drivers being competitive in all tiers, but well, you can't have the luck at every single time. Right then, we are loading into the race session now. For drivers, it will be important to load in their setups now. We can't forget that. I mean, I can only remind you about my misfunction at Qatar in season 23, I think it was.
That's right. Yes.
Where I completely forgot my
that.
setup, and yeah, it completely killed my race weekend. So yeah, for all the drivers maybe listening here, load your setup, because then you're on the right trajectory, either for wins or for at least a decent finish, or what the most important thing is, a comfortable driving zone. This is the most important thing for a driver.
Now, JM, one thing that we've noticed, if you actually take a look at Jamie's garage, me and Nick do this every week, you'll notice that you will see a set of tyres in the corner, and they will show a medium tyre at the minute.
Yeah.
Now, usually that will actually, once he sets his strategy, it will change. So poor old Jamie gets the bad luck of us explaining what his strategy could be. So at the moment it's mediums, and we do it every week, Nick and I. Nick was the one who actually spotted it. So I think at the minute, yeah, it's still on the medium tyres. Yeah, so like JM said, drivers, anyone listening to the stream, please remember to load your setup.
Well, that's a cool thing now. Now I'm just looking at the tire intensively, just waiting for a change. And
yeah, I'm staring at it.
well, that's a cool thing, but of course a bit more annoying for Jamie. But we just think that the drivers do not really care too much about that. They just do their own thing, and yeah, but at least for us, it's helping us a bit to at least see what Jamie is driving with. And, oh, Cam has left the session. Oh, that's not a good sign before the start of the race.
Oh, right. So what I will do then is I will send Cam an invite. So
that's the worst luck before the race starts.
To the session. So he's got a couple of invites there. So hopefully that will help him enable him to get back in the session.
Yeah. Oh,
there he is. He's back. Fantastic.
Yeah, it would be quite a shame.
So obviously, looking at the pit lane, JM, there's a couple of front wings. Do you think we'll see any front wing changes today?
Yeah, I think especially the one run into turn 1 is quite sketchy. It will definitely enable a few drivers who are not careful enough to destroy their wings. And I'm sure that we'll have a lot of front wing changes during pit stops. How many? I don't want to predict that because it's nearly impossible to predict that and to be correct. So I'm just saying there will be changes.
Yeah, last week, particularly around Spain, the driving standards were absolutely exceptional, to be fair. There was no incidents reported throughout the entire race, which fair play to every single driver in P2. That really is quite special, to be honest. I don't think there's many leagues out there who have a race with no incidents reported at all. So it really goes to show... these drivers are improving all the time, and the racing was fantastic. I just hope that we get a similar standard this evening.
I mean, you only have to look at places like Twitter or just social media in general to see how the driving standards have decreased in several other leagues. Well, so I think here it's still probably one of the cleanest from what I'm seeing, but... to be honest, I don't really see that many league races nowadays, so I can't really properly tell if it's just a general thing or if one hub is probably the best in terms of driving standards. So, as we now approach the formation lap here. Well, okay.
So off they go now, warming their tyres up.
I was quite scared because no one was moving, like if the lobby was once again glitching out.
Yeah, I got a bit nervous then myself. So obviously Mason now will lead everyone. He's used to this now. Obviously his 4th pole. He's got obviously the championship leader directly behind him. Quinn then in 3rd place. M125 in 4th. Then we got Jamie in 5th. And Proverb in 6th. Rage at the back at 14th. And Matthias at 15th. Obviously they've taken their engine penalty.
Yes, and they're rightfully at the back of the grid. I was just wondering because when the camera showed the tight hairpin and I just looked at the Alpine, the front was completely black. And the thing is,
I see that too, yeah.
When you spot that once, you're just gonna have to notice that, and it completely kills me. So, oh man, love this game. So, let's check out the strategies. Let's see which tires they've chosen. So we got the top 2, the front row on softs. We got then Quinn on mediums. Then we got quite a lot of soft runners up until P11. We got Dr. Mew and OKK on mediums as well. Rageman on soft. And then we got Matthias once again on mediums. So, I would say the soft tire is the preferred choice, but... could be interesting with Quidif here at the front, because, he's the only one here in the top 10 using the medium tires, so let's see if that works out.
Yeah, that's very interesting from Quinn. So obviously he's going to find it. Oh, as we got a Ferrari that's spun in the background.
Lawrence spinning. Lawrence spun.
And Lawrence is spun. I think he's going to get disqualified from the formation lap. Or has he made it?
The drama has already begun before the race started.
Oh, a proverb, unfortunately. Yes, it's going to be very interesting now. So obviously, Quinn on those medium tyres is going to go a bit longer. But so let's see. Yeah, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, as with the lights go on. And the 8th round of one-ramp race in Season 25 is underway. And let's see who has the best start. It looks like JR has a decent getaway as we approach turn 1. No, Lawrence got a way better start here than Mason has, as he's leading into turn 1. And let's check the drivers behind. It looks quite clean. There's a yellow flag. There's always some wing damage. Like Cam has got the wing damage, I think. But I think the rest has got away pretty cleanly.
Yeah, such a shame for Cam. You can see that he's lost a lot of his front wing, so he's going to have to suffer that. Oh, I know KK has as well. Such a shame for those two drivers. But what a start from Lawrence. Really, really put his foot down big time. And Mason didn't seem to get a particularly bad start, but Lawrence's was just superb. But Mason is sticking with him. He hasn't pulled away too much. Oh, it's Lawrence. Look at the slide through. That's brilliant, but it's not going to do any. It's fantastic to watch, but it's not going to do his tyres much good.
Yeah, I was about to say that the tyres will suffer through this, as Cam came and got the first 3-second time penalty, so that was pretty quick. As Quinliff, also a good start from him. P3, he hasn't lost a single position with the medium tyre, as we're now approaching lap number 2, with Lawrence in the lead, ahead of Mason and Quinn. As he's already defending here, Quinn, no, it was just moving off.
Oh, no, KK gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Ah, such a shame for KK. He's not getting any luck this season at all. But yeah, you're dead right, JM. Quinn, on those medium tyres, he's had a fantastic start. Being able to keep the faster, softer runners behind him. And look how close Mason is to the back of Lawrence now as well.
This is quite close here. This could there could be an overtake here at the start of the straight, or at least in the next couple of laps, because you know, with DRS already activated after lap number 2, will be quite more overtaking opportunities here for him. But look at Lawrence here, he's already pushing to the max, going wide. He was sliding already lap number 1, so I think he will have a big disadvantage in comparison to JR. And let's not forget Quinliff, if he can keep up this position, he has the prime opportunity to profit from everything here in the first stint.
Yes, exactly. He's even staying. He's not quite in the DRS, but look how close. Yeah, Mason now, he's already along. So's M125 as well. Look at this, side by side from the top 4 drivers. Mason has the move done before the corner, same as M125.
And let's not forget Proverb, he's also up into P4. So Quinliff lost 2 positions on the straight. Oh, there's a big contact. Contact here, and I think Quinliff has lost the wing. It looks like Proverb has lost the car, and Quinliff hit him in the back. So I think that's his strategy gone. With Jamie now also making his way up. And he's overtaking Quinliff, but not quite. Oh, they collided. Oh, they collided.
Oh.
And look, is profiting from all of this. It's Ghost who moves up to P5. And that's... oh, this surely might be a thing for the Stewards potentially.
Yes, it could well be. Obviously, Quinn's got that front wing damage. He's really fighting very hard despite the fact he's got that wing damage. So yeah, that's really going to hurt him. I did see, I think, was it Proverb or was it Ghost? I think, yes, Ghost you did say as well. Yes, he's got front wing damage. Now, will these drivers box now to change these front wings? It is one of the tracks where even the slightest bit of front wing damage really, really hurts around this track. Ghost is staying out as Mason sets the fastest lap of the race. But
look at
Lawrence.
Proverb's up into P3 now. He's past M125, and Jamie had a little look at P5 there as well. I mean, he has a front wing which is actually still complete, so he might have the advantage against Ghost, as he has a front wing damage. His right end plate is missing something, but it doesn't really seem to hurt him at the moment, as he's close enough against M125, so it will be a big battle here for P number 3.
Yeah, Quinn as well has stayed out as well, and yeah, you're dead right. Ghost, despite the fact he's got this front wing damage, he's hounding the back of M125 here. Yeah, so we had a change of the... So while Wappin Proverb was taking 3rd place from M125, Lawrence took the lead from Mason. So there's action absolutely everywhere at the minute.
And that's good to see. This is something that everyone likes, and it should hopefully keep up until the end of the race. Will be a bit annoying for the drivers. I mean, action from lap 1 onwards is not the healthiest of options, but it will surely make things interesting. As we now go back to the start from the straight, J.R. Mason only 4/10 behind. Would there be yet another attack? Let's see. No, he isn't really catching up, so I think he just stays in second for now. And it looks like there will be no one really overtaking. Or maybe Jess? Will she go for it against Quinn? Not quite. Oh, there was a collision with Rageman. Rageman hit the back of Jess. And there could be some damage here from it. But, oof. Not a good sign here that both Red Bull cars, basically, are not really having a good agreement here. But look at Rageman. He's going up the inside of Jess. And he's up into P9. Good move.
That's a lovely move from Rage, man. Really is. Yes, obviously he started 14th. He's now up to 9th already. So just 5 laps. So that's a really, really good start. So let's have a look at the major changes. Yeah, Rageman up 5 places. Quinn is our biggest loser, really, dropping 5 places. Cam obviously dropping 4 with that front wing damage as well. And Proverb up 3. So quite a significant change. Oh, as Matthias gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yep. It's so easy to do around here, isn't it?
How many pit stops has Matthias already done? He already has 2 stops, so... well, I'm a bit stunned why he's pitting again, but let's concentrate in front, because J.R. Mason, it looks like he will once again take the lead against Lawrence. He does, but will Lawrence come back? Oh, he had the big slide there at the first corner. He hit the inside curb, which is deadly around this course, but no, he has to settle for second here at the moment.
And Mason's driving very aggressively. He's really changed the thought process this season. I've always said to him that he needs to be a little bit more aggressive in race mode, and he certainly is at the minute. And he's nearly dropped Lawrence out of DRS. So let's see what he can do. Yeah, now he's a second ahead. So this is going to be crucial for Mason's race now if he can stay out of DRS of Lawrence behind him.
This is going to be really crucial. I mean, you know, DRS is really important here to at least stay close to the drivers, especially with tires falling apart. But let's see. So, Proverb only 1.4 behind. Maybe if he can have a clean run now, he could potentially catch up. But don't forget about M125 and Ghost as well. With the slightly damaged front wing, he's still able to keep up with these guys. So, really impressive drive by him. Also, Jamie, he's close. So, all these guys, yeah, they need to work together to stay there and be prepared if someone at the front is making a big mistake, as M125 is surely getting a track limits warning here for going wide.
Yes, I think my prediction for this race, I was saying before the start of the stream that I could see penalties really making a big difference in positions. If you can limit penalties, I think you're really gonna gain some places, because it's so easy. You can see that we've got 3 drivers on penalties already, and it's only 7. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. I think it's okay, Kate.
No, it was Matthias. He just let his teammate through, and he basically just parked the car. So
Matthias really having a really poor race for his standards. He's had some cracking races this season. Did get on the podium, got driver of the day in one race as well, I believe. But not having the race that he would have hoped for tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, he already did quite a lot of pit stops. Let's see, he already has 3 stops under his belt. So without a safety car, well, let's say that his race is basically cooked. But I mean, the only thing we want to see is that he stays out and keeps on driving, whilst Ghost is now entering the pit lane.
So we have a first set of drivers boxing. What's he going to go on for?
Mediums.
You can see him changing the front mediums, yeah, and he is changing his ring. So he will lose a bit of time there, but I'm expecting him to be very quick when he comes out. You could see the pace he had, despite the fact he had some wing damage. So Let's see. He's decided to go for the undercut.
Ooh, let's see where he gets out. Does he get out in front of the kick Saubers? He does. Yeah, so it's P11 for Ghost ahead of Cam. And this is a good spot now. 40 seconds to gap to Dr. Mew. He has a good gap ahead of him. So surely he will apply the pressure to guys like M125 and Proverb. This is a good call-off here.
It's a really good decision here. He's come out in lovely clean air, like you said. So let's see that if he can, as Jess and Rageman are having a little bit of a tussle. Jess just taking over from Rage. I think Rage had a bit of a moment there. But Jess having a very, very good race up there in 7th place.
Yeah.
I know she was delighted to get into 17s as well in qualifying.
Proverb
so we got Proverb.
So next one coming into the pits, so he reacts to Ghost's pit stop. Let's see, he goes for a set of mediums as well. And of course, he will surely be ahead of Ghost due to the front wing change from the McLaren driver. And yeah, let's see where he ends up. Does he end up behind the Haas drivers? Yes, he does. But I don't think there will be a big problem. As Proverb exits the pits. Rageman also the pits, and he jumps ahead of Jess. So Rage back up into P9, or now even further down, but he will have a fun tussle now with the Saubers, as Quinn have got a 3-second time penalty now for track limits. Oh, this is disaster for Rageman now, stuck behind the kick Saubers, but if he can get through quickly, he can definitely salvage something out of it. But let's see if Jamie will react to this now, because, I mean, he has seen that his rivals have pitted. Surely he must react to this. Same for M125.
Yes, yeah, I do agree. And I think the top two are going to be under a little bit of pressure from Proverb as well, because
Mason
the
pits.
undercut round here... Mason's in the pit lane. I think that's a good decision from the Aston Martin driver. He maybe saw that Proverb had pitted and was a little bit worried about the undercut.
And M125 also follows him in the pits. So it's Lawrence D in the lead and Jamie in second. Both haven't stopped yet, which is a bit surprising in my eyes. Cowboy in third. So, if that will work out, let's see. Where's Proverb? He's now reaching stuff in the straights. We'll jump ahead of a few guys. But what about M125? He will definitely be ahead. But look at the gap to J.R. Mason. Oh, this is a good call by Proverb. He's now closed the gap to Mason. He's now only a second behind. So that was a good call.
That was brilliant from Proverb. Proverb, one of our most experienced drivers now in this tier. Obviously, a previous One Hub champion in the P3 tier a couple of seasons ago, where he actually won the championship without actually winning a race, proving that he's a very, very consistent driver. And he's having a storming race here, and his strategy is right on point. As Mason is stuck behind Dr. Mew, he's going to need to pass him.
Yeah,
quite
he goes
quickly.
wide and he lets them through. But look at Proverb now. He's quite close behind J.R. Mason. But I'm sure he won't attack here. Maybe the start finish straight now, because he will surely have the DRS and Mason doesn't. So will there be an overtake now on the start finish straight? Was Lawrence D and Jamie have entered the pit lane? Oh, that's a bit of an unsafe release here by Jamie. But let's look at the positions. Lawrence D is now exiting pit lane. He will drop behind. I think he will take the lead. Yeah, he will be the lead.
He does take the lead.
Yeah, there wasn't a single overtaking from Proverb here. But okay, that's a bit surprising here. Lawrence D in the lead, so he had a fantastic in-lap. And he used that Dr. Mew car wisely to take the lead of the race. With Jamie just ahead of M125, but a bit further down behind Proverb.
Yes, Matthias is making a bit of a menace of himself with Lawrence here. He is a lap down, so he should be making sure that he stays out of the way of Lawrence and obey the blue flags.
He's quite
still,
close here.
He's a little bit close. Obviously, the drivers he's obviously doesn't want to get a lap behind, because then if safety car does come out, the current Codemasters safety car rules doesn't allow you to unlap yourself. So he's going to be very keen to stay on the lead lap here.
I mean, if there will be a safety car, that's the question. Because at the moment, it looks pretty calm indeed. At the moment, there isn't any risk of a safety car. But I hope I didn't pull in the commentator's jinx. So let's see if I got this right. Was M125 is now up into P4, overtaken Jamie, and now he has a 4-second gap towards Proverb. Can he make something out of it? He needs to do it for a championship as well, because he needs those points to not lose the ground against his rival Lawrence.
Yes, that's very true. He really needs every point he can get at this stage. I'm just looking at the pit stops. So Dr. Mew's the only driver at the minute who has yet to complete a pit stop.
Yeah, and is currently doing a little trolley train here in front of Cam. So,
yeah, and it's a huge off.
Ooh, there, yeah, Calber went off there in a big way. And Quillif is out!
Quinn is out, and we got a virtual safety car.
Oh. I've jinxed it.
You jinxed it, indeed.
But it's not a full safety car. It's not a full one, so... No, but... Oh, this is unlucky here for Quinn. He had the alternative strategy. It already didn't work out, and that's his race now over. But I didn't really call out what happened. Did he just spun off, or was there more involved?
So all I saw was obviously Dr. Mew had Cam right behind him, and then I saw Quinn just disappear off in the gravel as Dr. Mew gets a 10-second penalty. It's so common here on this track. I think that's the third one we've seen today.
There are quite a lot of penalties here. Let's check, because we could see the amount of penalties. So yeah, we got three drivers with 10-second penalty. We got Cam for 3-second penalty. So that's all we have here. But so far, oh, the rest has been kind of clean. And now during the VOC, I will check in the positions gained. So we got Rageman as the biggest winner so far, gaining 6 positions in the race. And at the moment, the only one who lost more than 1 position is Jazz, actually. If we discount Quinn, of course, but I mean, he retired. So Jess lost 2 positions, but I'm sure she has the ability to gain the places back.
Mason gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. I had a feeling, because I was looking at the gap between him and Lawrence. As Proverb, I think, just overtook Mason under the safety car there.
No, it was, was on the green flag. So.
Ah, right. Sorry, my apologies. So Mason now, that's going to be his race. Pretty much over now. Oh. Such a shame.
And the curse strikes again. So, yeah, I'm very sorry, Mason. I'm really, really sorry. But I should stop talking. So, Lawrence now with a comfortable 3-second gap towards Proverb, and Jamie now up into 3rd, ahead of M125, and then we got Ghost in P5, who's recovered the time loss doing the, basically the pit stop with the front wing change. Oh, that's unlucky for JR. Once again, very strong pace, but once again something happened. It's such a shame.
I was looking at the gap, and I knew that there was about a 3-second gap between Lawrence and Mason, and all of a sudden it went to 1 second, and I was like, oh, has Mason misjudged the timing here of the virtual safety car? And sure enough, he did, and that drops him all the way down to 12th position. So he's really going to have to put in a tremendous performance now to get anywhere near the top grid again.
Absolutely, but at least he has still some time left to recover from this and at least gain a few positions, but surely the race win is not on his cards today. Once again, I'm very sorry for the curse, as Jamie now with a fast lap at 1:19.357, the current fastest driver on the track. As we got a few close battles here, but no one wants to overtake right now, so yeah, quite calm here at the moment.
Yeah, I think our closest gap now is probably between M125 and Jamie in 3rd place there.
We also got Cam and Rachman. And let's see if Rachman is risking it here somewhere. No, he doesn't. He stays behind, which is probably a wise move. And also Cowboy behind at P8. So this is a nice little fight here for P6 on track. Let's see how this pans out. And I also want to notice the Proverb has gained a second over the last few laps to close in on Lawrence.
Yes, look how close now. Yeah, he really has reeled him in, hasn't he? When the virtual safety car ended, he is reeling him in at quite a rate of knots here. I'm just going to have a look. I'm not entirely certain that Proverb has actually won a race. I will check our One Hub F1 database, and let's have a look.
As I'm currently having a look here with Rachman against Cam, but once again, not an overtake here at this point. Maybe there needs to be a recharge, or the drivers in general are just so super cautious to not do anything stupid here. Oh, we got an overtake here. We got a battle here between Jess and OKK. OKK went wide, and Jess is on the inside into turn number 3, and that's an overtake done. Going uphill into turn number 4. It looks like OKK has no chance. Or maybe will he come back now? No? He's still
He
close.
thinks about it.
Oh, he's using the curb. Oh, that was close to track limits, I think. But no, there was not a chance to overtake. So Jess is now up into 10th. Into the top 10 she goes.
Some great battle in there between Jess and OKK. They're really having a great fight over 10th place. And look how close Mason now has pulled them back in. I wonder whether there'll be any team orders within Aston Martin. That would be interesting to see. Yeah, but going back to Proverb is yet, so despite the fact he won a championship, he is yet to win a race here at One Hub. Ooh. But he's in a fantastic position now. He's almost within DRS of Lawrence at this stage.
Yes, he is. And we got an overtake here for P number 3. It's... Oh, no it doesn't. Jamie comes back. What a fight back here from Jamie to reclaim 3rd. But M125 is not done yet. Oh, that was really close to contact here between these two. And no. So Jamie stays here 3rd, at least for now, because that was the first strike here from M125. And once again go to the midfield, we've got Rageman against Cam on the outside of turn number 5. Can he pull it through? Can he do it? No, he doesn't. He slides off. And that's the overtake gone. This would have been one hell of an overtake here from Rageman. But he just lost the rear on one of the traction zones where you need to have the right amount of traction. And he didn't.
I thought that was going to be the overtake of the season from Rageman there. Just had a little bit of over here on exit. But he is all over back of Cam. Rage having a fantastic race. Don't forget, he started this race in 14th. And we haven't had any safety car, a full safety.
Oh, look at the leads. We might have a lead change here
Oh,
as
look at this.
Proverb takes the lead of the
Proverb
race.
leads.
Wow. What a performance here by the Mercedes. Jesus, that was amazing. And now we are waiting for the answer of Lawrence D, if he has any. But we surely hope so to keep the battle up here. And does Proverb has enough tire life here? Did Lawrence just save the tires? These are all questions here, which are surely interesting as Proverb lost the rear. And that's the lead gone. And Lawrence D reclaims the lead. Oh, dearie me.
Such a shame from Proverb. He'll be kicking himself. He just taken the race lead and then just a minor mistake. But just hope now that he keeps his head a little bit cool. I know he's 2 seconds behind, but
oh,
the pace is
Rageman!
there.
Oh, Rageman hit the wall. He spun off after turn number 8, and that's a front wing damage for the German, and that's yet another spin here. Oh, and that's his good race gone. We jinxed it again, Colin. Oh, and that's him at the back now. Oh, dearie me. That's a shame. That's a big shame.
I'm afraid to talk about any driver at this stage. between the two of us, I think we've jinxed nearly every driver on the grid. What a shame for Rage. He was having one of the best drives I've seen him have in such a long time. That's another driver really who's going to be desperate for a safety car to bring him back into this race. But Lawrence now, I think you're right. I think Lawrence was saving his tyres, and I think Proverb's kind of cooked his a little bit now as he's getting completely under attack from M125 and Jamie.
Oh yeah, I mean, of course Proverb's tyres are probably fried after that little spin, and well, let's see if he can recover from this, because he probably used quite a lot of energy to come back to Lawrence and he blew it away. So I'm sure that at the moment he's probably most vulnerable here from all the drivers, from attacks. And let's not forget M125, a championship candidate here. He needs this position, he needs these points to stay within Lawrence. And we also got Jamie, who wants to get another podium here for Red Bull. And let's go to the main straight and let's see if there will be any attacks. It does look like there will be one, because M125 looks really quick here. But let's see if he can pull it off. DRS open, ERS activated, and he goes for the move. He's up the inside and he is ahead of Proverb. He's up into P2 now. What a move.
Oh, it's such a good move. It's really difficult to get because this game's got quite a significant amount of dirty air, so needs to get close. Proverb now, he's thinking about having a look, bites back. He'd be ruining that mistake. He was pretty much comfortably in the lead at that stage, and I think he's probably overheated his tyres quite significantly, and he really hasn't got the pace that he had 3 or 4 laps ago.
Absolutely, and he probably needs to hope for yet another pit stop and for a fresh set of tyres. So yeah, we're coming close to the second pit stop phase here for most of the drivers, and I'm surely interested here to see how this pans out. Who will be the first one to pit? I'm guessing that Proverb or Ghost will be the first ones to pit, because I think Ghost especially, he pitted quite early, so I'm sure that his tyres are getting fried as well. As Jamie now overtook Proverb here before the final corner. But that's an interesting move. Yeah, I think Proverb's coming in. He fried his tyres. Does he get the pit limiter? He does. Whoa, but that was really close here.
That must have been so close from the Merc driver there. That must have been right on the limit. Oh, they're holding the driver. Yeah, he got held a little bit in the pit lane there. So he's decided to come out onto another set of medium tyres. Yeah, I think you're right, Jeremy. He cooked his tyres. So now he's going to fall back. So he falls back just behind Mason.
Yep, and
as we got Jess, sorry, just behind Jess, yeah.
As we got Ghost now up into P number 3, overtaking Jamie. So I'm just guessing we'll get a few pit stops now shortly. Especially with Jamie, just look at him, he's sliding all over the place. So I think he's killed his tyres as well. So I'm guessing he will be pitting now at any moment.
Yes, I think, yeah, Mason sliding around, Cowboy sliding around, Jamie sliding around. They're all just looking at the chat, and Axelot says, at this point you should probably just mute yourselves not to jinx anyone else. He's probably got a point.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I'm just looking now, so Jess, she's on 12 lap old mediums. Ghost on 13 laps he's managed to do, and he's still going strong here with Jamie in tow. Mason on 11 laps, same as Lawrence. So who has we got here that have completed our 2 stops? So Proverb, Cam K Mom, Skrillex, Rage, OKK, and Matthias have all completed their mandatory 2. As Rage gets disqualified for going the wrong way. So I can only assume that he had a big slide and tried to come back on track, and the game disqualified him.
I'm surely going to look out for this on board after the race. I need to see what happened here. Because, yeah, as you said, he might have a big spin and the game had a moment and just disqualified him from the race. But let's not jump ahead with the assumptions. Let's wait for the onboard. As we go back to the front here with, yeah, we've got a little yellow flag back here. Thank you so much. We've got Jamie here, who's still around a second behind, but we're surely getting to see a pit stop here from any of these guys now in a moment. As Lawrence D here with a really calm, collected drive here so far after the early attacks from Mason. As M125 is entering the pit lane now. Ghost is coming in. Yep. Jamie is staying out again.
So that's very interesting. Does that mean that Jamie's going to want to go on the soft tyres at the end? Let's see what these drivers decide to do. So M125, he does decide to go on soft tyres.
Ghost as well. Both on soft tyres. So, yeah, let's see if they can keep the soft tyres in a good shape near the end of the race. Because around 10 laps with that soft tyre. Oh, that's a bold choice, I would say. As Proverb now. Oh, he had to brake a bit harder because M125 just came out ahead of him. Oh, that was pretty close. But now it's getting interesting here after soft runners because over 10 laps with that soft tire, it's a bit much. But we'll see if we can keep this up.
Yeah, but look at the undercut that Proverb had because he was quite far behind M125 before his pit stop. Now, and I think you're right. I think 10 laps on softs. That's not going to be easy. I think they're going to be really struggling towards the end here. So if Proverb can stay in touching distance of the two soft runners ahead of him, then I really do think he's going to be in a very, very good position.
Oh, Lawrence! Oh, he got a 10-second penalty for speeding. He's yet another one for these casualties. Oh, this blows it wide open now. As now Jamie is the P1. And Jess is doing a wonderful job blocking M125 here, dropping a lot of time here. So it could be that Jamie might have a realistic chance at winning this race at this rate. And let's not forget here about M125, about Proverb, about Ghost. They're all there. And they're all passing Jess now. She has no chance to defend. Oh, no, Ghost doesn't make it. Ah, he's really careful here, but he doesn't make it. So he probably loses quite a lot of time here as well.
Yes, as Matthias gets another 3 seconds as well. But Jess, she's driving out of her skin here.
Look at
defending
Proverb
here. Oh, and Proverb.
Oh, look, contact. Slight contact there, and it looks like M125 is staying ahead. But for how long? That's the question. But now M125 has a clean road ahead. And they need to work together because if they keep fighting like this, then Lawrence D has a good shot at still winning this. He needs a 10-second gap from now on.
Yeah, he's really got to drop now. He's got 11 qualifying he needs to do now to see if he can keep that 10 seconds or gain that 10 seconds. That's such a difficult ask to do. I just can't see him doing it. But like you said, Jay, oh, there's this contact between Ghost and Proverb. Ghost losing his front wing. Now, but we saw in the first half of the race that he seemed to be okay with a bit of wing damage, but let's see if that's going to hurt his race pace from here on in as Mason pits.
As Cam is setting the fastest lap. So now we've got Lawrence D in the lead. We've got M125 in second and Proverb in third with a little gap now to M125. He doesn't need the gap. He needs to be as close as possible because he got the medium tires to at least be close to the soft runners near the end of their life cycle. As Ghost is stuck off a dive on the inside. Can he make it work? Yes, he does.
Yeah, this is great racing between these two. Now, of course, these drivers, they can see that Lawrence has got a 10-second time penalty. So he's probably going to serve it at the end of the race, unless there's a safety car. So these guys know, M125 and Ghost, they know that this race win is on for them. Proverb, I still think Proverb is sitting in a fantastic position with these medium tyres. If he can just stick with the top two, I think within the last couple of laps, he's going to have the stronger set of tyres.
Absolutely. And, well, look at Lawrence. He's increasing his gap to M125. It's now 4.7 seconds. And he got the fastest lap now with 1 minute 18.599. Good lap there by Lawrence D. And I will just make a quick look, take a quick look here into the fastest lap. So Lawrence will get an extra point, and outside the top 10, it is currently OKK with a 1 minute 20.375. We'll get the extra points for the fastest lap.
Oh, as Jamie runs wide, that gives the position to Cam.
Oh, that's surely a big bummer for his race win aspirations, or maybe even podium aspirations. Because he's now outside the 10-second window he needs to be for Lawrence. So he probably is out of this. And it's now down to 3 people. M125, Ghost, and Proverb. These 3 have the chance to take the win and to be on the podium. But they need to stop doing any sort of mistakes from now on and just keep driving their heart out of there to at least stay within the 10 seconds and to be within the podium contention.
Yeah, it looks as though M125 has broken Ghost now. I think that front wing damage on Ghost's car is not helping his pace at all. Proverb now. And looking behind, look how close Jamie is now to Cam. Jamie on those fresh, soft tyres. Is he going to be having a run into turn 1 as Proverb takes 3rd place?
So, is it maybe the time now where the medium tyre is now starting to work? Well, it's Mason with the fastest lap now in 1 minute 18.2. Good lap there now. I mean, he needs to salvage this situation now with the drive-through. But imagine now without the drive-through, what could have happened with Jaron Mason now. Oh, as we have a big battle here for P3. Ghost hasn't given up, but he's now behind Provo. There was a position change involved there, so it was getting quite close here, and now it's getting even closer. But look at the gaps now to the leader. Ghost is now out of it. Proverb is close on being out of this, so this has costed them badly. And as I said, they need to stop fighting, they need to stop bitching around, they need to keep driving and as clean as possible to at least stay within the 10 seconds.
Yes, that's right. I'm just going to have a look to see who. Jess is yet to do her second pit stop, so I suspect that Jess is hanging on for, hoping for a late safety car, which will boost her position a little bit as she's holding up Cowboy. Yeah, now she boxes, so that will promote a couple of drivers.
As Jamie had a little look there against Cam, as Proverb now. Oh, there was a collision again with Ghost. Ghost hit Proverb, and now we got a little fight here for P3 between Proverb, Ghost, Cam, and Jamie. Oh, there was a little collision between Jamie and Cam as well, and that costed Cam a little bit of time, but Jamie is now up into P number 5. And now, Ghost once again ahead of Proverb, so it does look like the Mercedes has now fully given up here. He has got no pace whatsoever to stay within the 10 seconds, so it's now between Lawrence Day and M125. Who will win this?
Yeah.
I'm yet to decide, and I don't want to say anything because the curse today is really strong here, it seems, so I think we should both shut up on any sort of predictions here.
Yeah, I think you're right. But look at the pace that Lawrence has got. You know, there's 5 laps to go. He could do this, you know. He could eke out. He's obviously just pumping in the laps. You can see that he's not saving his ERS. Can't afford to. He's really got to gun it. I'm just really shocked at the pace that Lawrence is. But he can't afford any penalties. So let's have a look. Let's see if he's got any track limit warnings. Let's go down, let's have a look. Yes, he does. He does have a couple of... I think actually, let's just double check that he didn't get... excuse me. It's 13 seconds, so he did get a track limit warning. Oh. So he needs to pull 13 seconds out on M125, not just the 10. So at this stage, Ghost is still in it as Cowboy. Oh no, it's Mason. Yeah, Mason passes Cowboy. Mason up into 7th place now. So I think he dropped down to 12th position at one stage and driving out of his skin up to 7th.
Oh, now this makes it really interesting now, as even with the 13 seconds, it's still only between him and M125, as Ghost is getting really close and getting knocked out of this contention. But I think this makes it even easier for M125, but he cannot afford to back out of it, because if he backs out, the risk is there that he loses out.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, of course, M125's got to be careful. He can't afford any penalties.
Absolutely.
If he gets a penalty, he's probably lost the race.
Yes.
So he can't push too hard and get a penalty, but he can't toddle as Proverb passes Ghost again. Going into turn 1, these two have had a race-long battle almost.
Yeah, they just can't get away from each other, as Jamie also close to them, so this will be a fight, big fight now for third, as Ghost now with DRS on the inside. Will he risk it again? He goes to the inside, and that's yet another beautiful attack, as Proverb had to yield, and Jamie nearly went for it, but at the end the speed wasn't there, so Proverb down to 4th again, and goes up to 3rd. These guys, they're really scrapping it out here for the final spot on the podium. Wow, that's insane. Good racing there, and also for Ghost with the broken front wing. This is insane.
That's brilliant. Doesn't it show what pace that Ghost could have had if he didn't damage his front wing? So obviously Cam, with that 3-second time penalty, he's going to have to try his best to try and overtake these and then gain a gap. But look how close it is between them. And of course these guys are racing, which could bring Mason and Cowboy into it. As the four of them, look.
Oh, look at that!
Covering each other as Proverb has another go.
Once again passes, Cam makes the move against Jamie. He's up at the P number 5. But I'm sure that it will once again change as Jamie goes for a risky move there against Cam, as Cam nearly lost control of the Sauber, but he stays ahead for the moment. Let's look at Ghost. Will he come back again on the inside or outside, wherever he goes? It doesn't look like it. He looked for a gap, but the gap wasn't there, so he stays in 4th. Cam stays in 5th, and at the moment it's looking good for Proverb. We've still got over 2.5 laps left to go, so everything is still possible, even here in the fight for the lead. At the moment it would be M125 winning this race, but the gap is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So Lawrence has 2 laps left to gain around 2.5 seconds. I think that's a bit much. So I think that M125 at the moment, without the penalties, or if he doesn't get a single penalty again, he might have this in the bag.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I'm just looking at his race director and he's gaining 7/10 a lap. It's not gonna quite be enough, I don't think. So I think you're right. I think M125 will just about have enough to cross the line as a victor, but like I said, he can't afford to get any penalties.
Absolutely, and Cam once again, he nearly lost control of the Sauber. He's tried everything to get close to Ghost and to maybe overtake him. Proverb had a little mistake there as well, but at the moment it's calm here between these guys. And yeah, Proverb, these guys are really creating quite a lot of excitement here as well. Mason also, yeah, I mean, he has the chance at least finish in the top 6 with the penalty from Cam, which is at least something to salvage the situation, but probably won't be enough to help him cheer him up, at least after this penalty. Well, we approach the final lap here. Lawrence D, 1 more lap to go. He needs 2 seconds, but I'm guessing now that this won't be enough. So I think at the moment he will only finish in 2nd place, and M125 might be the victor, which is good for the championship here, which makes it even closer.
Yeah, that's right. Don't forget, these two are 1-2 in the championship. And I've been on board with Lawrence. He's pushing so hard. He's sliding out of nearly every corner, really stretching these tyres to the limit. I don't think it's going to quite be enough, as Cam is now all over the back of Proverb, but Ghost on the back. Oh, that was so close.
I think there was contact there as well, but it might be a little much. And Proverb spun out again. He did the same thing. He's doing the same thing again as he did earlier. Oh, that's That's cruel luck there at this point. Oh, dearie me. Unbelievable.
Oh, such a shame. Yeah, Proverb's been, you know, two minor mistakes away from a race victory this evening. Just didn't quite have the overall pace. I think he's burnt his tires a little bit again.
Yeah, as we're now approaching the start finish straight, Lawrence D on track wins this. And now let's look at M125. I think it will be enough for the race win as he comes over the line and the Ferrari driver will win the Portuguese Grand Prix. Well done to the Austrian driver, as Cam on track will finish in 3rd, but this will not be enough because time penalties puts him down to 7th, with Ghost finishing in 3rd. Strong performance nevertheless out of Jamie and Proverb, who will be fuming under the helmet due to his amount of mistakes. On the same corner even. So turn number 5, not a happy spot for the Mercedes man. Cowboy, P8, Skrillex, a quiet drive of the P9. With Jess, the final driver, finishing this race. Oh, not quite, because Matthias is still here. Jess will finish in 10th. And at the end we have Matthias in P13, finishing at the back of the grid. Wow, what a race.
what a race. And look, only 8/10 or 9/10 in it in the end. I didn't think it was going to be that close, to be honest. I thought M125 comfortably. But he just got it in time. I think if there was a couple more laps, I think that Lawrence would have just done enough. But obviously, M125 will take the victory this evening. So, my question to you, JM, is who is your driver of the day?
Oh, there are several candidates. Pick yours first, then I'll do mine.
Do you know what? I'm going to go a bit controversial. I'm going to go and give it to Mason. And I'll tell you why. So, he got another pole position. He got his drive-through. That dropped him down to 13th place and fought his way up, all the way back up to 6th, including setting the fastest lap. So I'm going to go and give it to Mason. But my question to you is, where do you think you would have finished without your drive-through penalty?
Oof, I mean, that's really controversial because I couldn't have given it to him because of the penalty. But I think, you know, drive of the day, I go with M125. Come on, why not? With the winner. He did everything right. He kept it out of the penalty zone. So, yeah, basically the question was if he was even expecting the race win here. Because pace-wise, he wasn't the quickest. So, yeah, just for the guy getting out the questions. Yeah, did he even expect to win? And were you even feeling comfortable driving around the circuit? And that's my driver of the day pick.
That's a good nomination. I think Lawrence is going to be kicking himself with that pit lane speed in penalty. Not the only driver to get one this evening. I think there was so a tricky one to navigate this evening. But what another fantastic race, and a huge thank you to yourself, JM, for subbing in for Nick, who is away this week. Once again, you did a superb job, and thank you very much.
Well, thanks for letting me here, and I would say I think we did a good job, even if we cursed too many drivers. So we probably need to open up a pool where we have to pay like $1 or $2 for cursing any single driver at the end of the season. And the amount of money we got at the end of the season, we need to donate it to somewhere else. So that might be an idea for next season. But yeah, it was a good race, I would say. We had quite a lot of fun commentating it. And well, at the end, what is there left to say? It was a decent race. We got quite a lot of action. And well, once again, to every single one watching this stream, thank you for watching. And I bet Nick will be here next season, next race as well, and we'll hear his voice again. I hope we hear us soon again. That's me standing in. there's just one final thing left to do. We still need to thank the sponsors again. So once again, big thank you to all the sponsors for making this league possible. And to end the stream, well, thank you, Colin. Thank you to the entire league for setting this up again. I'm Janis Milas, and see you next race.
Thank you all. Good evening.